Good.
We're back again. We've got a little project going on, something I thought I'd throw together very quickly here. I'm lending an amplifier to a friend of mine in a couple of days, and that amplifier has only a balanced input, and all of his stuff is single ended, so RCAs. And I considered just giving him a cheater cable where you take the RCA on one end, and then you take the XLRs on the other, and then you just connect the pin 3 from the XLR to pin 1, and that just makes it seem like nothing's coming on the negative side, so it only sees the positive side. Still works, but it's not great. And then I realized my buddy has a passive preamp. Might be even more of a problem. So just in case, I thought I'd throw this little goodie together for him. And what it is it's using something called a Neurochrome universal buffer. So its job is basically just take the signal in, receive it with a nice high impedance input, and then have a very low impedance output to drive whatever it's driving. The benefit of this, of course, is that means the signal can be changed at the same time from unbalanced to balanced, from RCA to XLR. The input side is here, along with a power supply, and then the output side is here, and there's a dip switch on here, whether I can specify is the input balanced or unbalanced. Driving it, it can drive either way. Of course, all these things need a power supply, so I've also decided to use the Neurochrome preamp power supply. The two together are about roughly $300 US for these two pieces. I just happen to have this lovely little aluminum case kicking around, and it's perfect for the job. So I just finished drilling a whole bunch of holes in a bunch of places. This is the back plate. So you're gonna see the RCAs coming in, XLRs going out. I used a 24 millimeter hole punch to punch these, and then they work really well because I've got these extra little nitric back plates on here, so they screw right on and hold it very beautifully in place. This is just a generic IEC inlet with a little fuse there so that we can deal with that side of it. And then there'll be a switch up front. I've currently got this taped off because I put it in here and realized that I'd made the hole slightly too large. So I'm just gluing that in to make sure that it doesn't shift about. And as I say, I think I've cut all the holes I need at this point. You'll notice that I've just very loosely put these standoffs in here. I've countersunk all these holes, so they kind of sort of hide themselves away. I ran out of black screws that were bevel head. Countersunk heads was a little bit irritating, so it's on the bottom. It's fine, but I would have preferred to have more black, but I'm not going to hold up the show just for that. So this lovely little thing is going to come in here. This one's going to come here. This guy sits on the front here, and this guy sits on, on the back. And this guy sits in the front. So what will happen is, of course, we get IEC coming in. Here's my ground screw. Comes in, connects into here for power. Then on this side, there is a couple of inputs here for the switch, so the switch can signal that it needs to turn on. It supports both a momentary switch, where you just go click on, click off. It also supports a latching switch, where it just says on is on, off is off. It then feeds the power out this side, and this little unit could actually power as many as 3 of these buffer boards, but they'll just be minus ground and plus 12 volts over to the power input. And as I say, the inputs from the RCAs will come to this point. Outputs from the for the XLRs will go to that point. It'll all just snap together. This thing pops on top, and we'll have a beautiful little project. So there you go. Worked on a little bit last night, a little bit today. Should be done shortly.